Hi, I'm John Thorne from Silverstone Shooting Centre, and yes, this time we're going to be doing a little video about a target system that I just picked up the use at the range here for people for practicing IPSC mini rifle, or any kind of practical shooting that matter, although not shotgun. One of the issues with shooting dynamic shooting is that whilst you can practice shooting different distances and different targets as much as you like, the big time issue is scoring. Because obviously there's no point in hitting the target without finding out where you're hitting to see whether you need to adjust your aim or adjust your zero. So I've been looking around for target systems now for years really, and I finally found one that I think will do the job in terms for people who want to practice their practical shooting without necessarily having lots of people running around doing scoring. I worked it out one time I was practicing here shooting at 100 meters. First of all, I walked 7 kilometers going back and forth and checking. Now that's with a range where we have cameras at 100 meters, but if I've got targets at 25, 50, 75, I can't see where I'm going. So I was shooting a course of fire a longer distance, going back and checking, repatching and back in. I worked out I've probably spent 10% of my time shooting and 90% walking up and down. So I've been looking for a target system that enabled me to practice shooting without necessarily having to go down and constantly repatch and recheck scores. I've bought 3 or 4, 3 or 4 sit in the shelf, do nothing, and I finally found one which seems to do the job. It's not perfect, but it's getting there, called Trainshot. Now Trainshot is a Czech company. I first saw them at EWA a couple of years back when they first launched, and I saw them again at SHOT Show last year. And they have now perfected a system which I think pretty much can do most of what we need to do for practicing IPSC practical style shooting. It's an electronic system, but it's based around a consumable item, the target, which also gets shot, and then an electronic scoring system which registers where your score is on that target, goes back to a phone or wirelessly, and enables you to score your targets without necessarily moving where you are. The heart of the system is a target board, and this is literally a piece of cardboard, nothing special. Overlaid with an IPSC style target. There are different styles of targets, balloons and people, various bits, but from our perspective, I'm using IPSC. And it's a full-size target. And you can see from these little lines here, they link up to the top. And what it essentially is a laminate. So in between the cardboard is a thin layer of metal. So when your round hits it and goes through, it registers a score. Now, I was a bit dismissive of this. First of all, when you start punching holes in targets, you start to lose scoring ability. But I've now shot one target 425 times. I know that because it actually keeps score. And it's still registering a score, even down to these little lines to pick up on the upper score. Obviously, if you cross the line or break the line on an IPSC's target, you score the higher score. So even where these are shot out, it's still enough to actually catch a round, to actually register a score. And I spent some time repatching and deliberately shooting on the line as I can at short distance to see what it would do. And it picks it up. I've had a couple of rough scores, but one target now, as I said, it's got 400 rounds in it. Still going. And they only recommend you shoot it for 200 times. So it's done very well. So basically it's a board, and it's a consumable item, obviously. On the back, you can see there's a little metal conductor. And what you do is you fit your Trainshot system. It literally bolts to the top, thus making all the contact points. You press an on button, and then you have a bridge, which is this thing here. And what that does, it connects up all the targets up, lists them all down on an app on your phone. And there are different software systems you can play. There are different games you can play. I've purely been shooting it for practicing practical shooting. So it's free shooting. And literally all it is doing is press a button, gives you a buzzer, and then you can shoot each target, and it will record each score that you get on each target. And it's brilliant, really. I've been here, I've just shot, I don't know, 1,000 rounds now. I've got targets set up at 5, 10, 25 and 75 meters. And I haven't walked more than 20 meters. That's a lazy thing, but I can simply go back to the app, quick look at the screen and see where my scores were. Now, I've had it set to make a clanging noise, like you're hitting a steel plate, which I'm going to turn off because frankly it's annoying, but it also records verbally what your score is, shouting out alpha, delta, etc. And it's really useful for an immediate response to your scoring, and immediately in terms of looking for practicing different ways of trying and shooting to maximize the score. It's not perfect, okay? As a system, it doesn't like wet weather, okay? So if there's any rain in the air, or it's going to rain, or it's been wet, it tends to confuse the system a little bit. So it's got to be a nice, dry, and done sunny day like we have now. And secondly, it doesn't tie in with the minor and major scoring rates to give an actual score and a hit factor. If it'd be great if I could shoot the course of fire, shoot it, and then I could try a different way of shooting it and seeing what my score would be adjusted by, which you'd only know by working out score divided by time. So you can do that manually each time I shoot it, work out which is better way. Another way of doing it would be actually a nail to go through, which I understand the developers are actually working on to make it more suitable for real live fire. Now, I think it's accurate enough to score with for a competition. Now, currently we can't. IPSC doesn't allow electronic scoring of targets that way, but it's accurate enough for me for terms of training to make me think this could be something you could actually set up a course of fire. And you can imagine how much faster it would be to shoot a 100-meter course of fire with 5, 10 targets. And if you shoot it, score it that, next person come along. It'd be great. We're not a long way there from that. IPSC is still working on the electronic target side of it. But you can link up to, I think, 9 different targets, or no, with 12. I've been practicing here with 4 or 5 now. And even when I walk away with the phone and come back, just press reconnect, it connects all the targets back up again, and off I go again. Really has made a hell of a difference what I can shoot. It'd be nice to have some micro targets and some mini targets as well. All we have at the moment is IPSC standard. And the fact they're black background rather than tan or white does make it slightly different on the Ilan, but it's not disastrous. Last thing is the top scoring plate. It is ballistic proof. We only shoot 2.2 in the UK for practical shooting. I wouldn't want to necessarily put a shotgun slug into it, but apparently it has been tested up to pistol caliber ammunition. I don't even want to put high velocity rifle round through it, but it is ballistic plate steel. I have shot one in the against the circumstance to do testing, and it's been fine. Didn't even register a mark on it, but that was 100 meters. I didn't deliberately, I just missed. But it's quite a useful system to have. Now, we're suitably convinced here, when we get back open again, whenever that may be, is that we will now rent this system out to people. You buy your targets, they're about £4.50 each for a cardboard target, but it will last 200 rounds at least. And then you rent the target system, because generally speaking for a 5 target system, you're looking at about 1,500 quid. So it's not a cheapest system to have, but for rental, to come and rent a range, or take to your local club, to have your local club do it, we sell the system as well. Enabled you to try different distances. What I've been practicing of late is doing holdover tests. So one single shooting bay, so a normal shooting range, I hope, and I've put targets up at 25, 50, 75 and 100. It enables me to practice my holdover at different distances without even looking to go down and check my score. I can simply shoot it and I can hear it, alpha, alpha, and then go through. Whilst it's not giving you exact shot placement, it is giving you the scoring point, which is worth having. Anyway, I thought it was worthwhile sharing this. Obviously, we're all on lockdown at the moment. No one's doing much shooting anyway. We've been spending most of our time just twiddling our thumbs and also just tidying up the range what we can do and adding some scoring systems in. But we thought we'd test this, at least see what's worth having. So when we come back open again, we'll try and put it in the shop and Sunday rental out from there. Okay, enjoy shooting, or hope you all stay safe. Hope to talk to you soon. All right, cheers.